I'm my brother's keeper. I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame. We're the healers of the heart.
Hi there, everybody. Welcome to My Other's Keeper.
Hello, hello,
I
hello.
am here with the ever lovely Bryan Lucas.
Thank you for the compliment.
Hey, anytime, anytime.
Yeah,
Hey, Joel.
not feeling too lovely at the moment, but that happens.
Oh, okay.
It's all part of, as I call it, riding the wave.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Joe, how's it going, my friend?
All right. And Crystal is online with us. We've got Indigo.
How's it going, Indigo?
We've got... All right. So you were just telling me that it's been since March?
Yeah,
Since
it was late March.
Wow.
Time that we last talked. I was getting ready to. Do a few things because April,
Right.
although T.S. Eliot called it the cruelest month, April is the cruelest month. The opening line of his magnum opus, the most difficult poem in the English language, The Wasteland.
Okay.
April is actually National Poetry Month here in
I did not know that.
in the United States, and so there was a lot of stuff going on. I've been in the process of getting back into school and all that stuff and getting out back in the world. I've been trying to dive back in, inch my way, sort of ease my way back into the literary community around here.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I'm a writer, a poet.
Yeah.
Hey, Body Illusion.
Hey, Lucy.
So I've gotten to know one of the professors at UCA. His name's Michael Blanchard, really cool guy. And also I've gotten to know the poet, not to drop names, but the poet laureate of Arkansas, Suzanne Rhodes. She's a really awesome. She likes my stuff too. She actually heard my Scientology stuff. That's part of the story.
Cool. Okay.
So there was. I went to. Over the past several months, they've had they do this thing once a month. I think it's once a month during the school year. Once a month at the Faulkner County Library, they do poetry at the library, and they poet and all that stuff. That's how I met a bunch of these people, and especially poet laureate. So I was going back doing that, and then back at the beginning of after I got accepted to UCA, I had to start the process of figuring out how I'm going to, what classes I need to take, this, that, and the other. So I started doing some going to the academic advisors, and I had because I'm going along the history route, I had an appointment with a history professor there, and her office is right down the way from Michael's office. So
Nice.
I stopped in and looked and talked to him and everything. And he was like, "You need to sign up for this," because I told him I was back in school and everything. He was, "You need to sign up for the Poetry Coffee House." Back in my day, the Vortex sponsored 2 readings a semester, two open mics. Apparently, they only do it once. That's going to change.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, once a semester. That's definitely going to change when I get there.
That's not nearly enough.
Yeah, so more opportunities. Anyways, so I signed up for it and everything, and so that was supposed to happen on the 2nd of April. Start of Poetry Month and all that stuff, and it's a part of the start of this celebration for the Vortex 50th year. So all that stuff was going on and stuff. Okay.
We will. We will. You continue with your story.
We'll get to that, body illusion. We'll get to that. Anyways, so I was invited to do that, got to do that. So it was going to go on the 2nd, but we had really bad weather and stuff, so they postponed it and everything. So, but I still like it was like more of a homecoming, you know what I mean? I hadn't done anything like that there for since I dropped out 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like somebody's giving me a call. Probably my sister. I'll talk to her later.
Okay. So my headphones are just really loud today.
Ouch.
So there we go.
Do you need me to turn my volume down a little bit?
Nope, no, it's me. That's my computer's not letting me play with my sound on my headphones.
All right.
So no, you're good.
Okay, so
Go.
But same time at that time, because I'm a veteran and a returning student or readmit, hi Crystal, because I'm a readmit, I actually got to go in and get my classes early.
So you get to pick a punch.
Yeah, I got to pick my classes before the seniors got to pick their classes.
Nice.
So I know I told you last time I was wanting to retake speech and biology for the summer. Well, they weren't offering the speech class, but I'm starting on Monday. I go back to school. I'm starting back to school on Monday. I have biology actually physically there. So I'm retaking biology. I made a D in it a long time ago, and so that'll help me. Hopefully, that'll help me get my GPA above that 2.0. Because that's all I need to maintain. I'm not looking to be an honor student. I'm just wanting to graduate, right? So I need just to get above that 2.0, and then the rest is gravy after all that. After all that. So, and this is part of my effort. So I'm taking that and actually music appreciation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of music appreciation, speaking of music appreciation, let us sing "Happy Birthday" to Other Restrained.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Other. Happy birthday to you.
Is that Echo there?
Yes, it is. It is.
Echo changed her.
Yes, she changed her. She changed the name of her channel.
I was like, the other day, I was like, who's this?
Yeah. Oh, I love the new name. I love her reasoning behind it. It's so beautiful.
I don't know the reasoning.
Beautiful.
But yes, happy birthday, Other.
Okay, now I have to do another rendition of Happy Birthday for you, and I think you might appreciate it. Okay. It's the Happy Birthday dirge.
Oh boy.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Deepest darkness and despair. People dying everywhere. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let me guess, your new favorite birthday song?
Oh, most birthdays after I joke around and say birthday's just a number after a certain age, and especially if it's or unless it's a felony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was trying to get things done, and so forth and so forth. So the what was it through April? There was like a meeting for the Poets Roundtable of Arkansas, which I got to get the paperwork in for that to actually join there, because join that. and that was fun. You know, the interacting with poets and stuff, and then on the 6th, that was on the 12th of April, and then on the 16th of April, I actually did the poetry coffee house or whatever you want to call it, and actually it
Yeah.
was it was interesting because I actually got to read the poem I published in this, and then the poem about my hometown, Enola. I read that one too, and it went over pretty well. They people enjoyed it and everything, so that was fun.
Nice.
It was fun doing that, and then but the when was it? I think it was the 25th. Close. It was like the week before finals week. They actually had the launch party for this.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
So I
Yeah.
went to it. Just to, because I want to be seen, and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
I interacted with um, a few people like the person who did who was the editor in chief for it.
Hmm.
Interacted with them several times, and I was like, yeah, I'll be there and everything. So I was, and they were, it's also to kind of test the waters, judge the competition,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and yeah. Uh, so I got there and everything, and they mentioned that they were going to do a little open mic and everything. And since they're celebrating the 50th year, I was like, hey, can I read? And they let me, which is,
Let me read. I'm old. I'm 50.
yeah, yeah. I'm 3 years older than the vortex. So, but this was something kind of special because when this one came out,
Hmm.
right, they used to have the launch parties at this. They used to have the launch parties at this club in Little Rock called Vino's. It's this club slash pizza joint, who's actually gone kind of downhill than
Hmm.
in the past. Yeah, it's not the same place it was back in the day. Um,
No.
in the day.
Few
God.
places are.
Anyways, so uh, this particular launch party, because of my mommy issues,
We'll get
yeah,
to that.
we'll get to that in a minute. Yes, it's because of my mommy issues. I actually did not get to go uh to the launch party. Right?
Oh, no.
Yes, it was so stupid. It was, oh my lord. Um so uh so I didn't get to go to the launch party, and the poem that's in this one, I'm very, very proud of it. It was, something that, special. It starts,
Yeah.
about my journey and even blah, blah, blah. So it was like me getting to do something 30 years later.
Hmm.
So I read two of the poems that I got published in two separate issues of the Vortex. One was really short, the day she stood at the edge of the sea. I read that, and then I read Late Christmas Eve Morning and got a good reception and everything. And they were like, "You're starting back to school, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys are going to see a lot of me." So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going pretty good as far as all that goes.
That's awesome.
And I was also able, and I've done a video on it and everything, to I gotten, not in this issue, but in the previous one,
Hmm.
I'd gotten two published: The Day She Stood at the Edge of the Sea, and one called Poetic Excerpt from Poetic Sketches, like Poetic Sketches #1. It was this things I was doing, I was messing around with, and they actually had a copy of Vortex 20 there, and I was able to get it and take a picture of it and everything. And it was nice to actually have that again, because
Hmm.
very few, very, very, very few of my writing, very little of my writing from that time period exists anymore. So I've basically gathered up the handful of stuff from that I wrote prior to 45.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was productive in my 20s, but most of it was bad.
Mm.
Uh,
Well, isn't that the story for most of us?
yeah, even the stuff I thought was good turned out to be bad. Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
so and I didn't really start writing again until my 40s. So most of the stuff that I've gotten published lately, it's new stuff and everything. So,
Mhm.
um, but I'm looking forward to getting back into school. I'm anxious because I don't have the best track record, but I'm
Mm.
different. I'm different now though. Things are
Yeah. You're a
different.
grown up now.
Sort of. At least I pretend
Eh,
to be. At least I pay my own bills.
that's right. Hey, you
Yeah.
pay taxes? Maybe.
No.
Shh, don't tell them. Don't tell anyone.
No. But yeah, I'm in that. I'm in. How do I describe it? When I got in that accident a couple years ago and had to scrape everything down, I kind of described myself as being in a chrysalis. You know. So so I'm busting out of it now. It's there's a lot of conflicting emotions and stuff, because lots of anxiety. I'm anxious about school because I don't want to fail.
No, for sure.
I need to do good, and especially in these two classes I got coming up, I need to do good in them. I'm not too. I'm getting less anxious about the biology class because I got to look at all the material, some of the material and everything. I'm like, yeah, they make this easier these days than they did back when I went last time. But of
They
course,
really do.
yeah, and of course, when I took that biology class, I was not in the best of places at that time. I was living in the dorms. I was 20 years old. I wasn't going to class. At least I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah. So yeah, it was like my sophomore year, and I was only really attending one class regularly, and that was the creative writing class I was taking.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's all a lot of it's here. Here.
Yeah.
But and I'm anxious about the online class because I don't like online classes. But
Right.
I've got access to the material and I've already gone through. It's like I'm listening to freaking Shakira and Harry Styles and and artists like that. Like I actually had to actually get a Spotify account. I've never had a Spotify account. And so, I actually finally had to sign up for Spotify yesterday. To start doing
Do homework.
to do homework. And it's funny, the playlists it's interesting, and it's like okay, and but like there's this question about this piece of music in Minecraft and why do you think it needs to be, it belongs in a video game. Like, I don't care, I don't play video games. The last video game.
Oh, you're a dinosaur, my friend.
Well, I have an Xbox that I play. I played it like a handful of times. The last video game I played was a Batman game in the Christmas of 2012.
Oh, you mean it wasn't Oregon Trail?
No, it wasn't Oregon Trail.
Okay, fine.
But I remember that one too. Actually, I remember playing video games on the Trash 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Tandy, the old Tandies, the old Radio Shack computers. That's what we had at.
Yep.
I remember playing those text-based games and stuff on that. But yeah, I'm like, okay, so there's challenges. There's challenges I'm going to have to overcome, as usual. So I'm not too worried about that. And stuff. But there's still that, and I know I got people I can ask for help if I need help. Help me analyze this song. Give me some ideas. No, so it's just a matter of the anxiety of of trying to finish what I started. Because I've been known to be flighty, and like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and then I start working on it. I start working on it, and then I fall on my face and fail.
You start working on it and then become overwhelmed, and then you can't continue. That's different than falling on your face and failing.
Yeah, and well, of course, it didn't help the last time that I was doing classes. It was it was online. It was the fall of 2019, and I was taking from Southern. I was taking classes from Southern New Hampshire University, and I was strung out, having issues. Well, I was in a relationship at the time. I was having issues with. That's when the cracks really started showing. Looking back, that's when the cracks started forming in our relationship.
Yep.
And stuff, and it doesn't help when you're up for days at a time. And when you're up for 8 days at a time, and you end up not thinking straight.
No.
So I wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah. Wow.
But I look back at my experience at New Mexico State University when I was still in the Navy, when I was living when I was stationed out in New Mexico. I did good. Good. I did fail one on one of the online classes I took for various and sundry reasons, but as far as all the others, I made passing grades, and I actually had brick and mortar classes I went to, and it's like so I like the whole, so I'm just getting through that, through all that, see what else happened. But yeah, it was nice. April was nice in a lot of ways, and then it kind of wasn't. I got to see some of my family. Right?
Okay, how'd that go?
Good and bad. Well, good and afterwards was bad. My on the 12th, my nephew got married. Poor guy.
Well, we're gonna say congratulations at this point. Give him 5 years.
I always say condolences, because marriages were the worst things that a lot of people around me have ever done, including myself. But that's my sarcastic joke. But he knew I gave him my condolences when he knew exactly what the hell I was talking about. So he laughed. No, I'm happy for him. Hopefully he's happy and stuff. They seemed okay. So I got to see my mom and my sister and a couple of my niece and one of my nephews and stuff, and that was fun and everything. And so that was on the 12th, and then on the 13th they had that poetry thing at the last poetry thing for the season at the Fort County Library. Well, my mom, she and I went out and did some stuff. She gave me this sewing machine. Oh, okay. To give to my nephew, the one who got married, because she forgot to drop it off to him at the wedding and everything when they were doing the reception and stuff. So I was like, okay. So his mom lives right up the road from me. I don't know where he lives. I don't know. I don't have his phone number. I am contacts with his wife now on Facebook, but I don't even know her damn name.
Isn't that the way it works?
Yeah. I love him, but the only time he ever calls me was when he wanted something. And the last time he called me, he wanted to know if I wanted a puppy, and I was like, no, I got enough freaking dogs. And next time you call me when you don't want something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I dropped that thing off with a note and everything, and I mailed messages and everything. And I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I dropped it off. I left it at. I told her his mom's name is Michelle. I was like, I left it at Michelle's. You did what?
If I wanted her to have it, I'd have given it to her.
No, she hung up on me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, it was a respect thing. I haven't talked to her since then, and then I left her a very nasty voicemail, and I sent her a text saying, bullshit. She's lucky I didn't tell her, to pardon my language, to fuck off. You know me and my mommy issues.
Yeah. In the past, I have said both of those things to my father, and I meant it, every word.
I've never said anything like that to my mom.
Oh, wow.
I've felt like saying that a few times, but I didn't say it to her, but I felt like saying it to her. And I told my sister that, I was like, I called my sister up. I was like, I was texting my sister. I was like, Devin, you need to call me. And I told her what happened. And then next time I talked to Devin, my sister, she was like, when I got home, she told me that Mom told her that she screwed up with me. But I know my mom. Okay. When we were growing up, her brother, my uncle, dearly departed, he's been gone 20-some years, lived right down the street. I could throw a rock in his house from my front yard.
Okay.
It'd be a really long throw, but I could right over there.
You may need a catapult, but it'll get there.
It'll get there. So he lived right over there. And they got pissed at each other, and they didn't talk to each other for 2 years.
Wow.
And I told Devin, I was like, Devin, she ain't the only one that can be a stubborn bitch. So, yeah. I haven't talked to her since then, which I honestly hope that's not the last. I don't think it will be. I don't know, but that's another thing I've been dealing with. So
thank you, Other. We died of dysentery, by the way.
You died of dysentery. Yes. That's actually quite common. Like people, there's been this thing lately for the good old days. The good old days.
Yeah.
There wasn't no such thing as the good old days. The only good old days are right now.
The only good old days are right here, is where they are.
It's like, it's like, what was it? There's this guy named Simon Whistler. I don't know if you know who he is. I'm surprised. He's a very popular YouTuber. He's got dozens of channels and millions of subscribers. He does,
Okay.
He's an interesting fella. But he does a lot of history stuff, and his one of his taglines are the past is the worst. Yeah, I like indoor plumbing.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got to the past too late in the winter yet.
All of these things I remember very well.
Yeah, I hardly ever played Oregon Trail. Not much of a video. I've never been much of a video game player. I played, of course, I played Mario Brothers and stuff, but I never really had video games. I couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
When I played Pac-Man, I remember as a kid, my neighbor at the trailer park that we lived in, which I actually, oh God. This is funny, but the trailer park we lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina, that at that time frame was when the Ataris were really popular. Pac-Man was the shit, and stuff. And my neighbors had one, and I'd be over there all the time playing Pac-Man. I remember when I made 1 million points in one game.
Wow.
Yes, I played it there. I played it. And even though the graphics in it sucked and everything.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, though, was Yar's Revenge. One of the best video games ever made, Yar's Revenge, for the Atari 2600. And,
okay.
I was like, in the summertime, I would be up at my dad's in West Virginia during that time frame. And his neighbor had a Atari, and I was down there all the time playing that. So I had to play those games and everything, but I kind of got out of it as an adult. The only I bought a video game console. I bought the old Sega Genesis, and my brother ended up stealing it to go pawn it for crack. So
Oops.
oops. So yeah, but I've never really been much of a video game person. A few Batman video games, because I like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and a few Star Wars video games, but that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so yeah, that's the issues I've been dealing with. That. Oh, but I was going to tell you about the shots too. The shots.
Yes, you were.
Okay. The epidural that I got didn't, like I said the last time, it didn't do what, it needs to be more localized from what I need to do, from what I need for what I need. And it was either earlier this month or in April. I think it was earlier this month. I took my buddy to, he had an appointment at the chronic pain clinic in, this is through the VA.
Mm-hmm.
He had an appointment at the chronic pain clinic in North Little Rock. And we got him all checked in. And while we were there, I was talking to the receptionist and I was like, hey, I had this done and it didn't help me. And I'm wanting to try this out. You got any advice? So she went and looked at it and said, okay, you had this done and all this stuff. Go ahead and do this. So I got the, she's like, talk to your PCM and get a referral to the chronic pain clinic,
right?
Specifically to this one particular doctor. It's like Botafarano or something like this. And I'm like, the only reason I haven't emailed her yet about it is A, I see her in July, but B, I don't know how to spell that guy's name. So just stupid, but I'll end up doing that before the end of the week. So hopefully she'll write the referral and everything, because they gave me the, this is like ask for a referral for chronic pain to this particular clinic, to the chronic pain clinic, to this guy, and then this person will know more about what I need to do, see if I can get it done.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, then I'll go for the chronic pain clinics here in Arkansas, because we don't have a Stellet Center locally, right? I don't know where the it's either I think it's in Dallas, maybe Dallas. I don't know. I had to find out where the nearest one is, and see. But that's the plan, because once I'm in school, my GI Bill kicks in, and that will help me out immensely as far as some things go in my life. I basically, while I'm in school, double my income, right? And so I will have them. Hopefully I'll have the money to, after, because I've been getting a handle on my credit, which will help me out. Been taking care of my student loans.
My computer's doing funky things, so I might be freezing.
No, I don't know. Fine. You're fine. At least I don't see you freezing.
No? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm usually the one that's freezing because of my backwoods internet.
Okay. Then it could be you freezing. Hey, Deb. Hey, Kristen, Melinda. Nice to see y'all.
So yeah. So it's so things are progressing. Some things aren't progressing as fast as I would like them to be. Like I'm like on my YouTube channel, I'm like stuck. I'm like, I'm doing what I'm
Bryan,
doing.
I'm going to get you to log off and then log back on again. Okay.
Okay. Leave studio.
Yeah, please.
All right.
All right, everybody. So how y'all doing? I've been on antibiotics this week and my stomach is not happy. Therefore, I'm eating these things, crispy minis. What are they? Rice chips. So, yes, every now and then I may have to mute myself so I'm not crunching in your ear. Let's see. Bryan, here we go. Oh, just ate some birthday cobbler. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Did I not add you to the stage? There we go.
Yeah, you added me. Is everything okay now?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, cool cobbler. I like cobbler.
Mm-hmm.
Blackberry cobbler.
Peach. Peach is my thing.
Yeah. Cherry.
Oh, cherry, yeah.
But those are the basic ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm where was I? so it's like I said, my impatience is getting the better of me when it comes to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to my YouTube channel, because I've been putting a lot of work, a lot of effort into doing it. It doesn't, might not seem like it. I come on in the morning, I play an hour or so of tunes and everything.
Takes a lot more work than that, buddy. You know that.
It does the background, in the background, because I do a lot of the easy ways and everything, but it's the other stuff. Like I went on the Chat GPT,
mm-hmm.
and it was like the other day I was watching Natalie Webster. She's the ex Scientologist I've talked about before. I was watching her, and she was talking about certain things that she does with Chat GPT. She's like went on and she said Chat GPT she went on there and said and asked it to give her some suggestions for X. Right? I forgot exactly what it was, but it came up with a pretty good plan, and she's implementing it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I went on and said, I've got a YouTube channel. I do this. How can I make it grow? Well, it gave me a few suggestions. Some of the stuff I'm actually doing, but it's not.
Or on fertilizer, add some water. It'll. No, not that kind of grow. Got it.
Not that kind. And stuff. So it's like it's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. I know I have my loyal audience, people who watch me every day. I know you stop by every once in a while. Indigo's there practically every day, and everything. And it's just, but it's like I want to do more. I'm so excited. It's so exciting. It's like, no one I know personally hardly ever watches me. I know my mom doesn't.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Enough people on the internet definitely spread fertilizer.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And it's like I thought about changing my time frame sometimes and everything, but I'm kind of like I kind of like that time period in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of conducive to what I'm doing next, which is school. My school classes start at 9:00.
Yeah.
So that gives me time to do my show, and then I can go to school and have the rest of my day. So I don't know. It's frustrating. It's like, I'm like, maybe I should just take a few weeks off or do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I like doing it too much. I like doing it too much. And it's like, it's just frustrating. Impatience. And people are like, you'll work out. You just keep on going. It's like, but I've been waiting all my freaking life. That is one of the constants in my life is waiting for this, waiting for that, waiting for something better, waiting for a new day, waiting for hope, waiting for this, waiting for that. And I'm fucking tired of it. Pardon my language. I guess I like strawberries too. So yes, that's the frustrations I'm going through. So hopefully soon, cross your fingers. Um, yeah, I need a lot of uh, waiting. I remember I had this poem called Waiting that I wish I could find again. It's all about waiting for this, waiting for that, you know. Uh, but of course, I've always the I know intellectually that the impatience is a trauma response. It doesn't. A wise man wrote a song, "A New World in the Morning." Yeah, I know the it's a trauma response partially, you know, me being impatient, and I gotta try to temper it with that, you know. It's like, but it gets frustrating, and then that physical that physical yeah the
Tight.
thing the thing that I'm hoping I hope that if I can get these shots done will help me deal with that, you know, because
Yeah.
everybody who's had them done says you're still the same
Mm-hmm.
because those pathways are there,
Yeah.
but they're easier to deal with.
That's right. Yes.
And that's what I'm hoping for, because I get frustrated. Like I'd be I'm helping my buddy with house hunting and dealing with him um, because of who he is and his circumstances. It's it's difficult to get him in and out of a freaking car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have, and it's if we go out and do something, it takes him almost a week to recover.
Wow.
In some,
And I thought I was bad.
yeah, it's like he can't, like, you know how most people can wear a seatbelt. I have to strap him into my car.
Yeah.
Like I take a strap, and
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Velcro strap, and I strap him to the seat.
Wow.
Yeah, because he can't wear a seatbelt.
Against his neck, kind of thing.
And because of his various and sundry injuries.
Mm.
And so yes, partially because of the neck, and also the lap belt will if it, like we were in a accident or something, it would, like, he's got a there's a separation in his pelvis that it's not quite healed. It never healed properly. So
Oh my.
yeah, so that it's with that. So yes, and it's very frustrating anxiety.
For sure.
And it's like if he had a van, it'd be great. We can just wheel him up into the van and everything. But
Yep.
the VA, he can't afford it, and we're finally after years and years and years of trying, finding the forms and getting everything in the process for him, hopefully getting a van, and then and stuff. So it's yeah. So I get freaking, when we're trying out and doing stuff, and like I'm like I get really frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
and just overreact,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm tired of it. I am just so tired, and part of it is the physical part of it. It's that physical anxiety, that being that raw live nerve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
People will always say, "Oh, that poor person whose family member has this mental illness. Oh, that poor." So, for example, oh, poor Doug, my husband. Poor Doug, his wife has a mental illness. He must be going through so many terrible things. Well, excuse me. Think about the person with the illness. Think about not being in control and knowing you're not in control, and that raw edge electrical energy that you can't stop, and you want to in the worst way.
Oh yeah,
Right?
oh, yeah. I don't like overreacting. Like
No,
you know,
nobody does.
I don't like, you know, but and I call it my inner, you know, my inner 3-year-old coming out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's because that's, you know, that's when that is one of the, you know, that time frame in my life was when from what I understand, it was when a lot of bad crap happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like stuck back in that. I get stuck back in it, you know, and no amount of therapy. I don't take drugs. besides weed. You know, THC is the only thing I use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 0 to 105 seconds flat. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and I know that's cost me in the past, and it's either I'm that or I freeze.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's another one of the anxiety things as far as the school and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
when,
Mm-hmm.
when you're not in control, yeah, those automatic reactions, and yeah, God, that is the worst when you are not in control of the actions, but you will have to take both.
There's the consequences
and the responsibilities. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and it's just, you know, just as little simple things as what was it? One of the days I was out was out helping him hunt for houses.
Mm-hmm.
We we'd forgot his we forgot his key
Mm.
to his house, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, just and my keys weren't working, so I didn't have my keys to his house, and I called up a friend of ours who has a key that lives in Greenbrier. I was like, hey, you know, I was just frustrated frustrated, overreacting, and I was like, hey man, come on down and help, you know, come on down. Won't you climb through the window? I'm too fucking fat. Yeah.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you right there.
And he has a. I you know, I love you, Joel. I thank you for worrying. I'll make it. Don't worry. But yeah, but having a trouble solve part of it. But
yeah.
So he lives in an older house, right? He lives in an older house that has these vertical windows that open up on a little. You have to crank them open. Right? The house was built in the 1950s, and there's these vertical windows, and the he's got these portable air conditioners that exhaust that you know, vent out of them. You could climb through there, but the opening's like that. Like my ass ain't getting through there.
Yep.
Luckily, another friend had a key that worked and all this stuff. And I apologized later. You know, I was like, hey, this is what adults do. You know, I got frustrated at my sister because of mom, and I yelled at her while we were on the phone, and she hung up on me. And then the next day, I said, this is what adults do. I just sent her a text, and, you know, it's all smoothed out. So yeah,
even when we don't want to, we have to take responsibility for our own actions, even if they're actions that we can't control about ourselves. There still is a consequence to having this happen.
So yeah, that's been me for the past couple months. You know, a lot of conflicting things. I'm
excited about school, scared about school,
doing stuff, but still feeling like I'm spinning my wheels.
Yeah.
You know? Not making as much progress as I want to in certain things, and needing to, like my, you know, getting my financial house in order. That's going to take more time, but you know, already my credit scores come up, and then as soon as, you know, I'm basically I'm getting paid to go to school. So as soon as school gets going on, I'll
nice.
For those basically 7 months, I estimated it. It's 7 months out of the year I'll be in school, and I'll get so much money per day for those 7 months, and that turns out to be an extra $14,000.
Nice.
Yes, so I will be able to eventually set money back. Like one of the things I'm going to have to do is replace the place I'm living in. It's a 35-year-old mobile home that's seen better days. I deal with leaks. That's one of the things that I feel like when I hurt someone's feelings about being in control because their feelings are valid, so I cannot be mad at them, but also I can't beat myself up too much, or I get to be yes, that's yeah, it's all a balancing act, and that's the thing about life. You know, I call life
And giving yourself grace.
yes,
Yep.
yes, yeah,
Absolutely.
One of my metaphors for life is a sine wave. It's a series of ups and downs, and you cannot know one without the other. And also, one also implies the other. You cannot have up without down. If you're up, you're going to come down. It's just how you deal with it. It's how that balance. It's finding that balance. Trying to get the sine wave as close to zero as possible. And with me right
But
now,
zero is just flat. Nobody wants zero. You have to
Well,
have ups and downs
yes,
in order to
but
feel what it's like to have that up. You have to have been down.
yeah, it's an inexact metaphor. It's an inexact metaphor. It's an inexact metaphor, but yes, you're
Fair.
You're
Got it.
But you know what I mean. Yeah. Being flat and neutral is being flat is boring.
It is.
But it's how it's being able to deal with that and what I don't like is the extremes I go to sometimes. I know I'm not bipolar. I'm just your garden variety, semi ADD depressed dude who has a lot of childhood issues and stuff.
See, I do have bipolar, and man, yeah, I don't miss those high highs, those low lows. I get high-ish highs. Like if this thing back here is typical, right?
Yeah.
You've got high highs, you've got low lows.
Yeah.
We want that sine wave in the middle, right?
Yeah, you want your frequency to be dull buzz.
Up here feels good, but it's not healthy.
No, it cannot be. What Joel here? You're in a hurry. I've always been in a hurry.
I'm in a hurry to get things done. Oh, I rush until life's no fun. All I gotta do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry and don't know why.
Oh, damn. That band. Oh, Lord.
Oh, I know, right? Diamond Rio.
Yeah, so many childhood memories. Oh, Lord.
1990s country was really good stuff.
I stopped listening to country when I was a teenager.
Yeah,
I was forced to listen to it when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it more now because I like the classics. The old Highwaymen. The
Statler Brothers, my all-time favorite.
Yeah, they're good.
They have sold more albums than any other country music act ever.
I don't doubt it because there for a while they were, I remember, Elvira. Elvira.
That's the Oak Ridge Boys. Boys.
Statler Brothers. Okay, yeah, that was.
But they're like brothers. Those guys, the Oak Ridge Boys and Statlers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Also, you're right, T. Hey, T. You're definitely right. It is a trauma response. Being in a hurry to get things get crap done, wanting and being patient. And it's like good morning, evening. But yeah, that's what I've been dealing with, and I know it takes one. I try to take it one day at a time. And I know intellectually that's all I can do. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean that my frustrations aren't valid.
Exactly. That's the thing, is we have to remember that even though they're not everybody's version of healthy, they are still very valid and they're still very real. Like just because it's not something people want to talk about or listen to or whatever, doesn't mean it's not real.
Yeah, at least, yeah,
Yeah.
especially if you don't want to, if you want to, I don't know, I have a train of thought there, but it was,
Yeah.
so, anyways, Brooks and Dunn, Toby Keith. Although I'm very, I was very sad to hear about Toby Keith dying when he died.
I know, right? He was so young.
Yeah, very, very. That type of that era. I'm not like Garth Brooks.
I moved into a city where country music was kind of like the only thing. So I got into it at that point, and I really started to appreciate it. And it was during those years. The Garth Brooks had actually just retired because he stopped to raise his kids and like all of that stuff. So it was early 90s, not quite the late 80s stuff, but yeah.
T recently had the shots done, and she
did. We're going to talk about that. That's what I was getting my calendar down for. She's coming on the 5th. So in a week, she's going to be coming on. We're going to talk about the shots.
I can't. Yeah, I'm just and it's eventually. I'm eventually going to have them done. I'm eventually going to have them done one way or the other. Because like I said, I double my income 7 months out of the year. I live very cheaply. I plan on using, some of the money to actually get that done. I don't, I turned to the community for one thing that I needed, and if I can fix the rest of it myself, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Because it's just the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, my train of thought is done. So, got any questions? We can go over here. I have to go, but I want to see my friend Bryan here. That would be your ticket to happiness. You're on the road to it. Just keep between the ditches. Stay strong. Yeah, it's getting out there and it's getting out there and just getting out there because
keeping it between the lines.
Yeah, and because I'm looking forward to like the stuff I'm going to be doing in the fall. I'll be, writing classes and doing all that stuff and getting back into doing, more readings and everything. And stuff. It's just getting stuff done. And
don't let the drudgery of college take away the joy of what you're going to be doing, because there's going to be a lot of drudgery that you're going to have to go through all of those other classes to get to the fun ones.
Oh no, I'm done with all those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Everything I'm doing now is
that's just the fun stuff.
Except for the 2 classes I'm taking in summer, everything else is degree work.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why that's why I only got basically 2 years. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll have my degree in 2 years, and then the creative writing master of fine arts program at UCA is 2.5 years, and then I'll be doing that.
Wow.
So I'm going to be going to school for the next.
I'm so happy for you, Bryan.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all paid for. The GI
nice.
Bill is going to cover everything.
Wow.
Including my master's.
That's excellent.
Yes.
My daughter is moving from one end of the country to the other end of the country this coming weekend, so she can take her master's at a different university than where she was at last. So we're very excited for her.
Yes. Yes. Johnny Cash was awesome.
Johnny Cash was amazing.
Yes, he was.
And so unique.
Yeah. So anybody got any questions or anything? Yeah, because it's getting late.
His remake of Hurt. Oh my word.
Lord.
Was it 9 Inch Nails who did that one originally? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Apparently the lead singer of 9 Inch Nails heard Johnny's version. He's like, that is no longer our song. That's his.
Yeah. There was
I just get goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, it was. I remember when that video came out. The video that came out, it was just. I knew he was saying goodbye.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My dog. I have my little dog over there. He's doing his dreaming. And he's doing his little. It's funny. Oh, so anybody got any questions or anything? Because or what we got? Any comments or?
Lucy just loves hearing your stories, Bryan.
I got a lot of them, and I plan on doing in the because my minor is creative writing, my major is history, right? But in the as there's I got to take 2 forms classes. And one of the classes I'm taking in the fall is actually forms of poetry.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm taking Intro to Rhetoric. Oh boy. Intro
Yay.
to Rhetoric, The Historian's Craft, which is basically learning how to write history papers. And then forms of poetry and introduction to African American history.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, that's actually a freshman level course.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's an online class. I actually had no choice but to take that.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to school in the fall, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Oh, okay.
That
Give
way
yourself some time in there.
Yeah.
Because you're an old man. You're not as young as you used to be.
Yeah,
Gracious. Oh, wait, I'm older than you.
Yeah. And so, and I could have I need the 2 days during the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, because I still help my buddy. You might be able to.
I bet you could.
Have my buddy to help my buddy and everything, and just have a life and everything, and have time to study and write and do, because I'm going to be doing a lot of writing, and that's the thing. I would really like to get to because when it comes to writing prose, you wouldn't think it, but when it comes to writing prose, one of the things that's difficult is my mind goes blank sometimes, and that physical stuff. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that I'm going to have to work on and overcome and everything. But I've got, like I said before, I've got more of a support system now than I've ever had in my life. So,
isn't it? This is amazing. This is the one thing COVID did for everybody that I don't know if it's going to go away. And I love it. The international community being able to come together face to face.
Yeah. And it changed the definite, like a lot of people say these relationships are parasocial. I hate that. I don't know. Keela McDonald.
Yes.
Yeah, Keela. She hates that word.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I don't see them as that. I see them as semi or quasi social.
Yep.
Because the different, and it's like with most things in life, it's a spectrum.
It's a semantic.
Yes, it depends upon the level of interaction you have with those people. It's like, I know for a fact that if I'm ever fortunate enough or whatever to meet you or whoever I interact with and everything, that a lot of that honeymoon, a lot of that getting to know each other is already done.
Yes, the awkward yuck.
Yeah, that awkward, I know people, it's like, one of the things that I was really pissed off about because of the Reese and Tommy Brett, whatever the hell you want to call that guy situation, was she moved to Tennessee, which is just right down the road from me, relatively speaking. And we were going to do a meetup in Memphis. And I was I was looking forward to it. I was really, really, really looking forward to it. And it got postponed because of snow. Snowstorm. And then that's when that community, that part of the thing blew up, and I was like, there've been some chinks in that aspect of my online life anyways, because I didn't like the way things were going and everything, and I'm like, I just don't want to be part of that circus anymore. So that ended that. Yeah, but it was not only, I wasn't only looking forward to meeting her, I was looking forward to meeting all the other people that are in the area and everything. So
yes.
Yeah. Yes, this has made me want to travel abroad too. Us like one part of the community, or they're doing like cruises.
Mm-hmm.
They did a cruise in September. I really wish I could have went on it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I know I probably would have had fun, but I'm not going to be able to do anything like that until later.
Yep.
Yeah, Crystal's got it right. I talk face to face. I talk face to face with more people than I have. I can count on my fingers. On one hand, I have about four or five friends. 4 or 5 friends, and 1 or 2 I interact with regularly and everything. But yeah, I interact with more people. As far as all that goes, in the different various aspects of YouTube and stuff, then it's fun.
Sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, anyways, my brain's done. So any more questions?
I don't have any more questions. I think I'm good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm going to be very busy coming here pretty soon.
Awesome.
And then, I haven't even got my show done for tomorrow morning. I don't know. I might be on tomorrow morning. I might not be. Most likely I will. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm going to actually have Sammy on. Sammy's going to come on my channel tomorrow at some point. I don't know what time.
Okay.
But yeah.
You're having a Scottish meetup in September, October. I will be in school. If it can't, the next time I'm going to have any time to do that, or anything like that, will be, as far as to make any plans, will be next summer, because I don't plan on being in school during the summertime. But the only reason I'm taking summer classes this time is to get myself back into it, and then
to upgrade and get your brain flowing
excuse me. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be end up doing. But anyways, awesome. it'll all work out. It'll figure out. Anyways, but yeah, I got nothing else.
Well, thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
I love catching up with you. Yeah, you are so fun.
We'll have to do it after school. After I'm going to be. So it's a 5-week term. Yeah. So after 4th of July, I'll be free for.
You'll be free for a little bit. Let's see, what am I doing in July? July, I do have some things going on.
Yeah.
But not until like halfway through. So
I'm actually supposed to be on with Echo in first part, and after that week after or so, I was supposed to be on with Echo. And we'll
make it happen.
We'll make it happen then. But yeah, eventually I want to brain part. It's been a long day. All right.
Yep.
So, got nothing else.
All righty. I love you, my friend.
Love you too. Bye.
I will talk to y'all later. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us and adding to our conversation, because frankly, with just the two of us, it gets really short. So, all righty. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Some come with scars, some come with dreams. In this circle, we're more than what we seem. No judgment here, just voices to be heard. Through laughter, through the tears, we find it.